Hi and welcome back to another video. In today's video I will try to show you why it's important to set your makeup with a primer first and then a setting spray after. So what I'm gonna do is to only prime and set half my face and the other I will just let be. But other than that it will just be like a normal everyday makeup for me. So if you want to see why it's important or can be important to set your makeup, then keep on watching. Of course there's a difference of what primers you can use. It depends on your skin type. I will use this pore filling from NYX. Which side should be my good side? I think this side will be the side that I prime and set. The foundation I'm using is also from NYX. Let's see if we already now can see a difference from the prime side and the non-prime side. You really need to zoom in for this part, but my pores are not as visible on this side where I prime with the pore filling, where on this side you can see them a bit clearer, but it's very minimal difference there is. And my problem area is typically my forehead, and so far there is no difference, but it can easily come throughout the day. So let's move on to the eyes. For the eyeshadow primer, it doesn't really matter what kind you use. I know many YouTubers also use a concealer as the primer. You can use whatever fits into your budget. I'm just using a MAC Painterly paint pot. I'm just setting it as usual with the Maybelline's Nudes palette. I'm using that color that is closest to my skin color. So I will just go ahead and finish the rest of my face off camera, and then I will come back so we can set it together. So now I have finished the rest of my face. For all products that I have been using, just check the description box below. After I turned off the camera, I remembered that I had to set the foundation with a translucent powder, so I just did that using this from E.L.F. And I only used it on the prime side. So let's see what difference we can see now before we put some setting spray on it. I just moved a little closer to the camera so you will be able to better see what I'm talking about. And so far on the skin there is nothing new happening from what I mentioned earlier, but I can see on the eyes especially that on the prime side the shadows seems to be more vibrant and clear, rather than on the non-prime side. You don't have that gradient in colors that I have put on that you see clearer on the prime side, and also the shadows were easier to blend on the prime side rather than on the non-prime side, and I think that's affecting the gradient of the colors. So now I will put some setting spray on this side of my face. It feels super weird only to have setting spray on one side of your face. So now I will go run some errands and I will be back in a couple of hours so we can see how it affects to wear it on a longer run rather than just sitting here for 5 minutes. So I will be back in a couple of hours in my time and only like a second in your time. So now my makeup have been sitting on for like 3.5 hours, and I can't really see anything on the foundation, but you can definitely start to see it's creasing in the non-primed eye. I've just turned you a little bit so you better can see. There is no difference on the forehead so far, and not even on the nose area, which are typically another problem area, especially for me. But on the eyes, I'm not sure if it's starting to appear on the camera, but in my mirror at least, I can see it starts creasing and the color is starting to disappear in the crease, of course, rather on this side. I mean, it's a little creasing outside here, but it's not as much as it is on this side. And over here I can clearly see some brown shadows just sitting there, not blending in with any of the eyeshadows. But I will wear this for a couple more hours, just hanging around in my home, and I'm going to have some dinner later and then I will come back. Hopefully it will still have some natural light at that moment, so we can get a better vision of how this test works out. So now it has been about 7 to 8 hours since I put on the makeup. As far as the foundation go, I don't really see any difference. I used to get very patchy around here on my forehead and creasing in the smile lines, but there's really no difference on the prime side rather than the non-prime side, and also with the setting spray. It could have been because I have been kind of changing up my skincare routine that's affecting how patchy and how it affects the skin type in, not skin type, the skin in general, how the foundation applies and stays on. I'm not more oily over here than on the other side. It's pretty much the same, so the big difference is actually on the eyes. So this is the non-primed eye, and as you can see it's very creased and there's not much eyeshadow left other than 2 streaks. And as you can see on the primed side, there's still some colors left, but it's not as pretty. And my eyeliner has smeared up to my bowline. Brow bone, not bowline. I have no idea why it actually did that on that eye and not on the other, but I haven't really paid any attention to taking care of my makeup throughout the day or do any touch-up. I have just let it be. But I will definitely say, if you look away from the black dot that my eyeliner has made, that the prime and set eye looks a lot better than the other eye. I was actually hoping to get a more clear vision, especially on the foundation, that it was important to prime and especially set the makeup. I know it's not super important to prime, it's just a good tip to kind of blank out your canvas. But I definitely think that you can skip that part, but do remember to set it no matter what. It just sets the makeup to stand out all day and all night if you're going clubbing. But yeah, my little experiment didn't go as well as planned. But that's what testing is for. Of course, your result also depends on what primer and setting spray you use. So as I mentioned earlier, use especially a primer for your skin type. Thank you so much for watching, and please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below what you would want to see on my channel, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye.